Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK, and welcome to a very special weekend as we are kicking off the Friday streams for the fantastic 5th annual Greyhawk Megastream fundraiser event, Legends. We are raising funds for the wonderful St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it is already kicking off, my friends. As you can see up at the top of the screen there, a incredible $3,005 is already in the coffers there. But our friend Jay, our illustrious host over at Lord Gusumba, does not do things by halves, and there is a lofty goal. If we are trying to beat previous records, it looks like the goal is 20,500. So no messing about. If you are able, please do support this wonderful campaign that Lord Gusumba has put together, and all of the amazing streamers that are coming up over this weekend. There's going to be a raid train going through into each and every one. We'll be going into Phantom NJ at the end of today, and we are very excited to do that. But before that, we are very excited to have ourselves a heist as we play our first game of Blades in the Dark on the channel here, and potentially the first game of Blades in the Dark in Greyhawk. I think it might be more of a D&D realm of affairs usually. But we have some wonderful, nefarious people who have gathered here in the name of a good cause. But they have dark deeds in mind as they prowl the streets of the city of Raven's Rook. A wonderful, wonderful setting for the campaign setting of Greyhawk. If you would like to grab that for your PDF and get all the games, it's been wonderful reading through it in preparation for today. Very, very heartily recommend that. And let us do a big shout out to all of the wonderful, wonderful people that you saw scrolling by there on the opening screen, all of the wonderful sponsors who have donated some amazing prizes. And if you are able to donate, there will be the chance to get your hands on some of that wonderful, wonderful stuff. Now, as Streamlabs has very kindly said there, please give generously if you can, and influence play and support this amazing cause. There is the link to donate there, and I shall be... Oh, I already see McClover, our good old wonderful friend, regular on the channel here. McClover coming in with $100 right out the bat. Thank you so much, McClover. That's amazing. Now, there are things that you can do with your donations, and McClover has found one that I am excited to see, because that means we get to meet face to face. Because, boom, if you are able to donate to this good cause and help or hinder these lovely players of ours today, you can do so in these ways. Stress is a very key mechanic here in Blades in the Dark. They will be spending stress to help each other, to push themselves, to avoid grim dangers. But just a $10 donation can remove a level of stress from one of your beleaguered scoundrels here. And $15 will give them an extra load slot, which is how they do equipment in the game here. They do not choose equipment before they go on the heist, but if something comes up they need on their nefarious deeds, then they can choose to remove one of their slots on the character sheet and use that. Now, it truly is a fantasy world, yes indeed. Now, as you can see, we have some other things to do here. This is a purely D6 system, and just a single dice can make a very, very large difference to a player's odds of success. So we put that a little higher. $30 will give a player an extra dice on their roll, and they can pool those and draw from those in the game. And if you want to really cause some trouble, $50 will trigger a complication. Something will go horribly wrong, and hopefully be escaped by the skin of said teeth. And last but not least, which I believe McClover has donated at here, for $100, a very generous donation, like McClover's there, you can join us and play at the QuestJunkiesUK table as we play a one-shot together. It's been something we've done in the past as well, and it's been a joy to meet some of the lovely members of the community and play with them. So, if you are able, any donation at all is absolutely wonderfully received, and all goes towards this amazing cause. And who do we have joining us here to gather these funds in a more honest way than their characters are about to? As we go around the overlay to my sides here, we have some wonderful, wonderful people who I first saw playing together back in the days when I was a fledgling D&D novice, wondering how to be a great GM. Well, I found just the place to find out all of that fabulous knowledge and sage advice, as we welcome, for the first time, and been something I've wanted to do for so long, Guy Slanders of How to Be a Great GM. Thank you so much, as I fanboy over here and hug my book that you wrote. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you for inviting me to the channel. I've been looking forward to it all week, so I'm very glad to be here.
Yes, absolute pleasure. We shall introduce our characters here, so we shall find out just who Sebastian is in just a moment. Oh, our good friend Mike, one of our players from the channel, has just made the session complicated. There will be a complication, and thank you, Mike. I look forward to bringing that. There it is. Okay, thank you, Mike. And we have a donation from Seagard as well. Thank you so much, Seagard. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for your generosity. That is $10 there. Would you like to preemptively de-stress one of our players here, Seagard? If you want to drop in chat who you would like that to be. Okay, thank you so much, Guy. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for supporting us in this wonderful event. And across the other side of me is the person I saw playing on said channel in a Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign. He is less teeth today, as he was playing a big sharky boy in that game, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah. But I definitely feel like this new character does not have less teeth. He's a biter. But yes, indeed. Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me back. It is always a pleasure to be here. And St. Jude's Children's Hospital is such a great cause. As you know, I do a lot of work with children, at-risk kids especially, with TTRPGs as a huge force for good. And this is a great charity. And thank you to all the people who have already started donating. It really does mean a lot.
It does so much. Thank you all. And La Rouge, that preemptive de-stressing goes to you. So you may make a note of that. You have a free stress that you can use without marking off a slot. Thank you all. Okay, and we shall find out more about La Rouge in just a moment. Skipping across the other side of the screen there again. A pleasure to be on screen once more with Patch of QuestJunkiesUK.
That's me, that's my name. Yes, hi, I'm Patch from QuestJunkiesUK, and always a pleasure to come back to Phoenix Iwaki, my home away from home in the streaming world. And yeah, slightly terrified. Never played Blazing Dark before. This is gonna be something.
It's gonna be a good time. Thank you. And 24 hours later, here we are again. Marin.
Third time this week. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. A regular player on the channel and fresh escaped from the mists of Ravenloft. Welcome, Granny Fate.
Always a pleasure. Looking forward to this.
Thank you. And usually putting in the hard work over there in chat, but on screen and playing with us today, you will recognize the username Phantom491. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. And like I said, you see me in chat typing all those stuff and supporting the background. I'm glad to be playing today, especially with all these illustrious. I feel kind of overwhelmed a little bit.
Do not worry, sir. Do not worry. It's going to be a grand old time. Okay, thank you, everyone. Right, let us kick things off here as we get rolling. Now, everyone, welcome to the city of Ravensrook. It is a turbulent place, lots of ne'er-do-wells and gangs, and a city watch that only cares about those in the guilds, the gilded folk, if you will. And that's not too much of a problem for you, because that means they ignore the majority of the things you get up to, unless you set your sights a little higher and do head towards the inner city and those rich pickings with the gilded folk. Hey, thank you for the follow. Now, as we arrive here in Ravensrook, a stormy sky roils overhead, and a cloud of ravens takes to the skies as the last of the lights fades from the day. That day being the 11th of the month of Good Month. Now, the 11th of Good Month is an illustrious date here in Ravensrook, and hopefully an illustrious day for this gang of yours. It is the festival known as Darkest Night, the shortest night of the year. Well, actually, no, sorry, they're not the shortest night, the one with the least moon in the sky, and used to be a terrible, dangerous time with all the various goings-on in the city here, but the council, the esteemed council, had the clever idea of creating official neighborhood bonfire parties with free beer, and lots of people gathered at those events and became much less dangerous, except to themselves, as they were all safely gathered in one place, and the City Watch, also known as the Talons, could corral them and keep their raucous celebrations affecting only small patches of the city as opposed to widespread chaos. Now, this has given you the unique opportunity to make good on some intelligence that you have received. There is a group that may have a busy night. They are known as the Night Merchants, the group that is responsible for collecting the dead bodies, the cadavers, from the streets of Ravensrook, where they get paid for turning them in to be buried and dealt with. These figures, bedecked in their terrifying skull, demon, devil masks, prowl the streets at night, collecting up the bodies that have been created during the day. And as they do, they turn them over for a fee to the cemetery. But also, they take away any of those daily items that they won't be needing anymore to help fill the pockets and the coffers of their individual organizations. Now, this intelligence that we talked about means that you have found out that the night merchants have been particularly lucky this evening at the start of the festivities. Bodies were found of high-up gilded individuals, but the night merchants got there before the Talons did, and they took control, custody, if you will, of the bodies, and some rather interesting magical items. You've heard rumor on the streets that these bodies were in possession of a Raven's Claw scepter, a powerful and rare item here in the city, crafted from the Raven's Claws of deceased Ravens of Ravensrook, these sacred, near-mythical beings. It said if they were ever to leave the city, it would be doomed. But these claws are bound together into a longer scepter-like rod, dipped in gold with tufts of raven's feathers out the end, and charged with magical energies that will act as a magical weapon, but more importantly, have the ability to summon magical swarms of ravens, these iconic figures of the city, to do the wielder's bidding. This is a wondrous item, and those stupid night merchants, those silly religious fools, beholden as they are to their goddess Wei Li, the goddess of magic, death, and vanity, are intending to deliver it to their headquarters, also known by its nickname, the Mausoleum. And they're going to deliver it into the depths to their own temple, to the priests and priestesses of Wei Li there, where it will be shut away and held in esteem, to be fair, but it's not going to earn anyone any gold down there. Thus arrives our group of ne'er-do-wells, and we find them in a dark room, gathered round a rickety table, a single lantern hanging above, illuminating the various plans and sketches and ideas spread out on said table. And let us meet these fine adventurers as they begin to plan their heist. Also, lurking in the shadows of their headquarters, their hideouts here, is one Baron Dragonborn, who will also be joining us at the table with another $100. Thank you, my friend. Legendary. Legendary. Can't wait. Thank you for these donations, everyone. You're absolute legends. Now, as the city and its celebrations and bonfires fade away and we go into this darker, more intense atmosphere, let us see who is huddled around this table and what it is they plan to do about this magic item. Sebastian, who are you? What role do you play in this crew? And what do we see as you huddle into the lantern light here?
Sebastian is a half-elf and makes no bones about hiding his origins. His ears are proud, and he is proud of them. He wears a very fine, red, flowing cloak that is quite dramatic in the wind. And even when there isn't any wind, there might be some drama to it as well. Underneath, however, is a neat fitting outfit, mainly of dark grey leathers, that enable him to move quite quietly when he wants to, but still blend into a crowd of well-dressed individuals without too much of a problem. His bearing speaks of some kind of military background, for he seems always to be at attention, or certainly ready for something to happen. And he has a propensity for stroking the side of his head when he's thinking or when he's worried. So he is there looking at the drawings, looking at the diagrams, thinking about all of this caper for tonight, and wondering whether or not he's going to be able to talk his way into that mausoleum or out of the trouble that invariably will follow.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And reaching up to peer onto this awkwardly high table, La Rouge.
Yes, what you see is a rather sparsely dressed goblin figure, bright green skin, pointed ears with pot marks and burn marks taken from them. He seems to have a small slug that crawls across his upper lip quite lazily, fat and grotesque. It serves as a makeshift disguise of a mustache that just sits just right there.
Oh no. Oh no.
He seems to be defacing the table that everyone is at. This is La Rouge. La Rouge has many histories about who he is and where he has come from. In fact, there are more tales about La Rouge's exploits as a saboteur than there are rebellions he claims to have been a part of. Not a single one he has won yet, but who knows? Maybe, perhaps, with certain financiers, we can finally start a rebellion that we can win.
Fantastic. Thank you. And next round the table, Rory.
So what you see next round the table is a very disheveled looking halfling. A little portly, but still deceptively slender. It's unsure whether or not it's the clothing or the physique that gives him this appearance. And beneath the big bushel of hair and the attempt at growing facial hair, which is absolutely not an observation about me in real life, there is a look of pure concentration, like the tongue slightly sticking out, as Rory has got one of his dinky little hands placed flat out on the table and is attempting to do the thing with the knife where you do it in between the fingers, and is hitting a finger every single time.
Noted. Now, Rory, one of the major players in Ravensrook here is a guild made entirely of halflings. Did you choose not to join them, or were you thrown out?
I think he was probably thrown out. Not the bright. He's good at what he does, but very bad at everything else. So
noted. Thank you. Next around,
he's not the sharpest blade in the dark, shall we say?
Excellent. Next around the table. And the next in our diminutive
continuing
majority.
the trend of struggling to see over the top of the surface of the table. Yes,
we have
first,
Granny Fade.
We do have Granny Fade, and as you look over, next to Rory, initially it's just kind of the shapeless lump of fabric. It's all kind of bunched up and covered in little trinkets and bound up, and she's got her hair in a little bun, and And yeah, all these little trinkets everywhere, like her earrings and just, on her feet, her arms and her neck and everything. And she will insist they're all from her grandchildren. So it seems like she has quite a lot of grandchildren, actually. Yeah, just, she's quite short. She's got a face like a walnut. She's very wisdom, like a little tree root. But she's also just a very sweet little lady. I'm not sure what you mean by ne'er-do-well, really, John. Quite rude.
We shall see. We shall see. Okay, thank you. Yes, and playing a whisperer, I think.
She's playing a whisper.
Yes.
She seems to occasionally hear things and look around the room and then come back to focusing on the tabletop. But nothing else seems to be going on.
Looming over. There we go. There it is. Spectacular. Also, don't come around here with your reaction to the slug stash granny fade, as your character art has a large blue caterpillar on your head. Okay. Thank you. Quick shout out to the very generous donation from Legends of Adventures coming in with a $50 donation here. Quote unquote, hopefully they don't run into any ghost clowns.
I've had enough ghost clowns to last me a very long time recently.
Why are you like this, Mikey? I thought we were friends.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for the donation. Absolutely wonderful. Right, moving around, the other looming member next to the table here, the taller. We have two half elves and a bunch of Diddy folk here. Rogan, please.
Yeah, I'm Rogan. Phantom 491 in chats and everything. Rogan is he dresses in a dark cloak. He's got his bow on his back. And basically, he sees his position in this group as the exit. He sees himself as kind of like Overwatch and making sure the way out is secure.
Sounds like a plan.
So he's going to stand there and make sure once we get done what we need to do, we can get out safe.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, that is our crew, and let us see just what happens as we move towards what is known in Blades in the Dark as the engagement roll. The only time I get to roll dice. So I'm looking forward to this bit. Okay, so, my friends, as you look over your plans here at the rough sketches of the general layout of the mausoleum and the routes and patrol routes of this rough map of the city of the Talons, the City Watch, you need to decide about a few factors of this engagement here. Now, would you say, we start with one dice just for pure luck, would you say that this is a bold or daring heist? What do you think?
I'm 500 years old. I can go like 2 feet an hour. Probably not.
I would like for us very much to conduct this heist in such a manner that it will leave a scar on the earth where, we performed this feat of heisting, so that everyone will know that there is nothing that is safe from the grasp of La Rouge and his friends. Name in progress.
Did you catch any of that, Rory?
Ow.
Probably not.
Oh, sorry. No, I missed some of that. What are we doing?
Really, dear, save the blade work phone. We actually have people to fight. She slaps him lightly across the knuckles.
All I am saying is that if we put explosives here, and here, we will create a firework so large they will no longer call this the darkest night. May we?
Now, La Rouge, as you mentioned, the Darkest Nights, one of those neighborhood bonfire groups of revelers goes charging by outside as one of our other fabulous GMs for this wonderful event, the awesome Rakam GM Workshop, comes raiding in with a huge raiding party. Come on in, raiders. Welcome. We are raising funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and we are just kicking off a fantastic heist in Blades in the Dark here in the world of Greyhawk. I hope you had yourselves a fantastic session. Good to see you, Rakam, and all the best with your session later in the weekend. Okay, So, thank you,
Rogan,
everybody.
did you get anything that he said? I just heard hair, hair, hair. I'm at a loss, really.
I heard boom. I think he just wanted to blow up the place and call it done.
Doesn't he
yeah,
always
that-
just
well,
want to
that
blow
kind of
up the
gets what
place?
we gotta do,
and be
right?
done?
A little boom? Is that all you want? Or you want big boom?
Oh, it's always a big boom. Always a large boom. It's the largest of booms.
That's maybe after we get the staff, though, isn't it? We'd have to get out before it gets sent
All
out,
right.
surely.
All right, listen, hear me out. The staff, right, she is made of metal, whereas guards, they are made of meat.
As
if
are
we
we.
explode the building, okay, I'm just saying that maybe the staff will survive and the people will be meat that is cooked.
What about the rest of the building?
I mean, we can't sell the building. We can only sell the staff, the scepter.
It's difficult to argue.
Is he saying he wants to blow up the whole mausoleum?
That's what it sounds like.
Why do you want to start a war with the night merchants? Surely it would be better if we just slipped in, got the scepter, and slipped out.
Now that's the first bit I've actually understood this whole time, because I'm not good at many things. I can do that. I can sneak in and sneak out, and I wing everything else. But
Right, I'm not going to lie. I spent a lot of money on a very shady-looking merchant who sold me all of these explosives, okay? Either I have to use these before their expiry date, or I am out 400 gold.
He's talking about money now, is he?
Look, I want to look at one of those explosives.
I'm gonna pull out some oil, poison, bombs,
Bandolier.
more poison. Yeah, larger bomb. I got
Is this
this
what
one, little Sarah.
Is it just a
Okay.
piece of cloth with the word boom written on it?
Yes, it is.
Why? Okay.
Aaron, another massive donation there from Classic Sam. Thank you so much. So,
So are we going to use the explosion as a diversion whilst we slip in unnoticed and slip out unnoticed? There's a giant explosion somewhere to capture the attention of all the guards as well as the talons.
Yes.
So perhaps not the mausoleum. Draw them out.
I mean, I suppose
it's an option.
it's an option.
I mean, that sounds pretty daring to me.
Mm-hmm. To me too. That definitely wins you another dice in the engagement roll there. Okay, now, do you think any of your allies could assist you in this preparation here?
Well, it depends on the preparations involved, I suppose.
Well,
you have to come out from the other direction. You have to think. So, if what can my ally do?
Yeah.
so I know a guy. I don't know many guys or girls or those in between. I know a guy. He's good with locks. You know, like when you get to a door and you can't open it, it's like, oh, it's locked, or I have to go home then. Well, no, they call him a locksmith. Is that what he's called? It's someone who can do locks. Right, so my for sneaking in, that could be quite advantageous. I don't know what advantageous means. It just sounded important. I want to contribute more to this group, but I'm yes, locksmith.
You're doing very well.
Okay, so Rory,
You can see steam coming out of his ears as he's trying.
Rory, your good friend,
real hard.
your good friend, the rather aptly named Frake, different spelling, but is indeed a locksmith, and you cased out the possible ways of entry with Frake in recent days, and you have discovered the type of lock and the means that you will need using your infiltrator ability to get into the facility. So that will definitely help you there. Okay, so That puts us at a whopping 3 dice, which is a pretty good collection to have as we make our roll here. Okay, so 3d6 coming in here. If you get the highest number being a 6, that is a success. If 2 or more of the dice are 6s, that is a critical success. You will automatically pass the first obstacle. If there are 4s and 5s, that is a riskier situation. It's a mixed results, puts you at a risky standing. And a 1 through 3 is a bad situation and will put you in a desperate situation there.
Oh.
Hey, Classic Sam, thank you for the bits as well. Huge chunk there. And the wonderful donation. Thank you so much. Trigger a good complication for later. Well, you donated enough for 3 complications, so I will put those to good use. Absolutely. Wonderful donation. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So, as we make our engagement roll here, 1, 2, 3 dice. Here they come. What's it gonna be? Here they come. Okay. Thank God for that 3rd dice patch. Thank you. 2 1s and a 5. Okay, 2 1s and a 5, putting you in a mixed opening scene here, in a risky situation, but it is not as bad as it could have been, let's put it that way. Okay, so, my friends, as we kick things off here, I would like you to tell me, you lovely people, what type of heist are you planning to execute here? Are you going to be attempting an assault? I think LaRouge is. Are you going to be attempting an assault, an occult heist, a deception, a social approach, or the stealth approach?
This
Well,
is
if I'm
the
honest,
sleight of hand,
I-
isn't it?
I mean, I got told I had to cut salt out of my diet, so maybe not salt.
Well, that is okay, because you know what old grandmother LaRouge used to say: if violence isn't solving your problems, you're not using enough.
Cautiously
So
looks at the
wise,
hand
so
that's
wise.
covered in marks.
But you know, Trey, I will follow as well. I can be quiet when I need to be, and when eventually, if we get caught, I will blow people to Kingdom Come. It's very simple. I think stealthing is perfectly fine. Because nothing. I'm small. I can fit in small bags, tight spaces.
Are you bringing a bag to put yourself in?
Well, no, because they don't make goblin-sized bags for goblins. They make goblin-sized bags for goblins, which means I can't fit in my own bag, but I could fit in another person's bag, which happens to actually be goblin-sized.
I love how you just repeated yourself, but I knew exactly what you meant.
I know exactly how I speak, all right? It's very clear.
Mhm.
Just to get an idea of what we're planning here, if that's the right word.
Generous.
LaRouge, you and possibly Rory are planning on blowing up the building next to the mausoleum.
We.
Create a diversion.
Yes, you and Rory.
We.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get some sort of idea of what's going to happen. Then, Rogan, I'm assuming you're handling our extrication from the situation?
I'll be posted nearby, yes.
So, Granny, that leaves you and perhaps myself for actually
Indeed.
getting Scepter, though perhaps Rory might be better suited.
I do have a friend who may be able to assist us. But she's, she doesn't really have a body, but that might actually work in our favor. It comes down to it. It's always an option.
I'm not sure a direct assault against the headquarters of the night merchants is our best course of action.
Oh, it wouldn't be an assault. She just need to borrow a body for a little while.
Oh, you're looking for a body? I know where to find one. I have a friend of mine. His name is Eckhard, and he steals bodies. He's very good. Yes, no. Once we fill the body with explosives, like turkey for holidays. It was very messy, but we learned a lot of lessons that day.
Good to always be learning.
But he always has a few bodies spare lying around.
Well, I was thinking we could perhaps choose a particular body that perhaps someone else was using and just, borrow it temporarily. That might be a possibility. I'm sure they wouldn't mind too much. If
To
there's a
bring
guide,
us
perhaps.
back to the planet,
John,
Yes.
would Celine just so happen to be a sentinel for the mausoleum?
I think that makes perfect sense. But
Well,
They-
I
they-
do have.
there will be a sentinel for the temple within the mausoleum.
Okay.
So they won't be posted outside, but that could become useful on the interior.
Well, I will make mention of this to the group that I have a contact inside the temple
Okay.
that we might be able to use or utilize if we so need.
Note it. So
now it sounds like we have a bit of a plan, but it sounds to me like we're pulling a bit of a deception here, aren't we? We're saying, look at the giant explosion. Whilst you're looking at that, some of us will be going into the temple, meeting some old friends, and picking up a few little knickknacks, yes?
definitely sounds like it. Yep.
It's a good plan.
That way everyone's
Okay.
happy.
Now, once you've picked the style, you do have to answer the follow-up question from that. If it's a deception, what is the method? But I think we've preemptively done that. So, not bad at all. Okay, so where are you placing yourselves? I think, is it LaRouge and Rory who are going to place a diversionary explosion?
I think I thought I was opening the doors, but I could do that, I think, or...
Listen, Rory, we have known each other for what feels like forever. Our bond is deeper than most will understand. If you want to go and open doors, then you must speak to your art, mes amis. But if you want to blow the shit out of something, then you come with me, eh?
Looks at his stubby, wounded hands. I was never very good at art. I'll try anything twice.
Ah, that's right. All right, don't worry. Your fingers won't be damaged by the end of these. They'll either be fine or they'll be blown off. Okay, let's go. Come. Probably don't blow up the children's hospital. I feel like that is bad taste for right now. But over here, look. This place looks quite good for blowing up.
Indeed. Okay. Now, Sebastian. While these two are creating this elaborate and spectacular diversion, what will you and Granny Fade be doing?
We need to inveigle our way into this temple.
We
Oh,
do.
mausoleum. Any
We do.
thoughts? That don't involve us having to find an empty corpse.
Oh, it does not be a corpse, I don't think.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole again. We've been there already. So, perhaps you might be someone that the night merchants would be interested in. If you
Are
take
you
my-
planning about to die? That's really quite rude, young man.
I was thinking more along the lines if you were already dead. I could be dropping you off. That would get us to the front door.
Indeed. And
Let's
once we
be
get
honest, between
inside,
you and me, who's most likely to be dead?
well, given your lifestyle, sir, I am just a nice little lady. I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Granny Shade, more like it. Come on.
So much. It was the darkest night.
Nevertheless, I do see your point. I'm willing to go along with this. And once we're in, I do have some friends, again, who might be able to help us once we get in. Who may not necessarily have to come with us at the time.
Okay. So,
Is Rogan going to join us, or are you staying outside? I can't remember.
Actually, I could do either. I could stay outside to guard the exit, or get you inside, maybe get you my contact, and then go secure the exit. That might work.
To me, it sounds like kind of a multi-pronged kind of effort here, right? It looks like it sounds like LaRouge and Rory are going to draw off guards and open up a way for them to get in. Sebastian and Granny Fade will already have bluffed their way in, and Rogan will be on Overwatch to make sure that Sebastian and Granny Fade, LaRouge and Rory don't get into any trouble, and then we'll also take advantage of the distraction to get inside, and you will all meet up on the interior to move towards the temple.
Glad someone's got a plan.
Man, that was the plan the whole time. I'm certain of it.
Hey, I spend my days every day piecing together sentences from young Japanese students. I think I've got the gist of the communication. Okay, so as you head out into the streets, keeping together for even on this evening when the celebrations are in full swing and there are more people on the streets and more talons on the streets than normal at night, it is only a dangerous place to be. Now, let us quickly I want to do one quick quote from the beautiful Ravensrook book here. There you go. As we make our way out into the streets, you can hear the sounds of drunken revelry and the smell of wood smoke and sour ale. That's what I was trying to say. on the night air, and scream of jubilation, of fear. You're not quite sure. All sorts going on this fair night. But in the words of our guides to Ravensrook, they say the real business of Ravensrook reveals itself in the darkness. And I say they're right. Those that shutter their doors and pull down their shingles are not ready for the change which overcomes my lady by night. While I may have had occasion to walk her daylit streets in solitary thought, by night we travel by groups or pairs at least, even in the innermost sections of the city. By darkness, my lady is dangerous and deceitful. And it is with the intent of deceit that these gang members sally forth. And you make your way through the streets and see the looming, gothic, grim facade of the Mausoleum, the headquarters of the Night Merchants, and home to their temple of Weli. Rogan, you disperse off to the side, down an alleyway, clambering up using some of the structures nearby, and gain a generous view of the street to either side. LaRouge, Rory, just what is this building that's about to have a terrible, terrible day?
All right, let's have a look. Rory, do you have any personal gripes against anyone in the neighborhood?
I mean, most places I've been have kicked me out, and it just gets me real sad when I think about it. Actually,
Oh, the bastards! They don't. Yeah, don't worry, Roy. We will make sure they all pay. Look, I tell you what. You pick any one of these, and we will blow it to Kingdom Come. Okay? You just take your time. All right?
that one. I just point in a random direction.
Okay. And what manner of business is this? Oh, I know. How about it's a baker, so there's enough loose flour in the air to just really go up.
And only that, it's gonna smell fantastic.
True.
I like how you think. It's great. Don't worry. They will rue the day that they ever crossed Rory. All right, come
Their
now.
sourdough's terrible anyway.
It is. But you know what? Their baguettes are to die for.
Okay, so as you two stealth your way towards this bakery, Sebastian and Granny Fade. Sebastian, do you heft Granny Fade over your shoulder?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Although hefting, yes, gallantly carrying across my arms my poor, dead, diminutive mother.
I'm draped dramatically. My fingers trail 3 feet above the ground.
Noted.
My face is just a vision of peace. It's very strange, actually, quite unnerving.
Okay. So, as the two of you approach the front of the mausoleum, you can see a number of night merchants on guard at the front of the building, especially on a night such as this. Usually, you do have the benefit of it being nighttime, so most of them are out about their business, collecting the bodies that have been created this day. But we do see those guards out front with their hideous masks and long hooded robes. There is one with a stark painted white skull-like mask, and another with a demonic looking, almost fiery looking demonic mask. It's like these red markings painted onto the side of it, like lapping up the side. It's very realistic. I think we approach our first roll of the encounter itself. Now, as I said, you are in a risky situation here, which determines how bad a bad roll is. Sebastian, you are the one to make this roll, I believe. Which of your skills are you intending to use?
I'd like to use the sway resolve.
Resolve
Yeah,
one, yep.
from
Mhm,
resolve.
mhm. Okay, yes, that would be one that would convince them that this is a legitimate delivery. Do you have any dots in sway?
I have 2.
Oh, spectacular. Okay, now, I would say, Granny Fade, with your acting here, you are assisting Sebastian if you wish. Now, it will
I'm
cost
very
you...
convincingly old.
very, very, very convincing. Now, it will cost you... it will cost you a level of stress to assist, but it would give Sebastian another dice.
I'm trying so hard to be dead, but it's very difficult. I am full of life, but yes, stress, I'll take it.
I mean, it's a one-shot. You've got 9.
Exactly. Let's do this. No, absolutely.
That's a practice.
I clicked the wrong button.
No
I
problem.
clicked the
No
wrong
problem.
button.
With Granny Fade's acceptance of stress, there. Anyone who would like to de-stress Granny Fade, a mere $10 donation.
You're asking old lady to pretend to be dead. What do you expect to happen?
For the price of an expensive cup of coffee, you can ease the stress of Granny Fade. Sebastian, please roll 3 dice and take the highest. Hey, that is a 6. Okay.
Nice.
So, as you approach with Granny Fade dramatically dead across your
She's
shoulder,
probably slightly concerned that she's just not moving at all.
the night merchants turn to you. What's going on?
It's my poor mother, I'm afraid she's gone. Lost to the wild yonder beyond her old bells have rung, all around, and she be dead, very dead, and short, but dead.
The one with the demon mask goes over and lifts up a wrist, lets go, and just drops down. I think.
Limp as the fish she
Very
used to
pitiful.
like eating.
And they nod. You do understand, without the guild's accreditation, you do not collect the fee.
Oh, I seek not the fee. No, my old heart is young, handsome heart is broken and torn with loss and grief and such not. I just seek for her to be put in a final resting place from which she can't escape.
She's filing all this away in her head for later.
The demon-masked night merchant turns their head to the side. Yes, we sympathize with your loss. You will be coming in to pay your last respects.
As long as they're cheap.
Oh,
I mean, yes.
all costs will be incurred by the night merchants and reimbursed by the city.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, then I'll pay any respects, yeah.
Please enter. And they push the doorways aside, and Rogan, from the nearby rooftop, you see Sebastian and Granny Fade enter within. You find yourselves in the entranceway to the mausoleum. True to its nickname, there are cold stone pillars and a somewhat dusty but well-travelled floor, and you are gestured through, and you find yourself in a room which is basically like a temporary morgue, where the few bodies that travel here before their onward journey to the cemetery not far without the city walls will take a momentary rest here. There is a oblong stone slab free, and the night merchant with the demon mask has come in with you and gestures towards it. Lay the poor granny, your mother, over there upon the slab.
I reverently place her on the slab. Whoa, gone too soon. She hadn't finished making my dinner.
A true shame, a true shame. Well, there's lots of vendors out for the darkest night.
If I might have a moment alone with her, to grieve.
But of course, backs into the shadows of this arched and colonnaded room. Meanwhile, a few buildings away, I'm going to change the music. La Rouge and Rory slip along the edge of the roadway. How would you like to attempt this exercise here? Are you breaking in the front or slipping around the alleyway to the back?
How populated is this street currently in the middle of the night?
Not very, but there are still a night merchant on guard at the front of the mausoleum. But the people that are out and about are gathered at the bonfire locations.
Sure. LaRouge will surreptitiously gesture to Rory to stand by one of the windows to the baker, and I want to wait and time it so that when the people at the bonfire give like one of their hurrahs or cheers, that's when I'm just gonna yeah, woo.
Excellent. Okay, so let me see here. Okay. Are you going to think, what would you like to use for that?
If I may, I would
Yes.
very much like to use the wreck thing, because I would like to wreck the thing, because I, La Rouge, the Amazing, am a saboteur, which means when I use the wreck skill, I can actually make it much quieter and hidden from detection if I want to, because
Indeed.
I am just that good.
Indeed. Yes. I was wondering when that was going to come into play. You were talking about like spectacularally blowing things up. I was like,
Immediately.
when's the saboteur going to come out? Okay.
Straight away.
Straight away, yes. We sabotage and then we destroy. Okay. So you may make a roll there. Rory, are you doing anything in this instance here? Or just
Part of me wants to say
nursing your
that
hand?
Rory does as instructed, and then when LaRouge isn't looking, sneaks round the back and just breaks into the bakery. Just in time so that when the glass shatters, he can catch it to minimize the sound to assist.
I see. Okay. So
Yours are already cut anyway, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so Rory, which of your skills are you planning to use to do that?
Well, I am an infiltrator, so infiltrating
true.
into the bakery should be no problem. Let's go with finesse, shall we say?
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll say if you want to tick off one of you. Sorry, this is one thing we forgot to say. At the start, when we're organizing things, we need to decide what load are you going in with. Are you going in light, normal, or heavy? Now, heavy stands out. You look like you're going to war. The light
Probably
is, of
light.
course. Yeah, you're going light. Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Rogan, with your like different role in the thing here, you think you could probably get away with normal if you wanted a little extra.
That's what I was thinking. Was normal.
Okay. Yeah. So those of you who are light, you have 3 items that you have access to. Be careful, as you can see, some of the things on the list take up 2 slots if they're a bit heftier. But Rory, if you are willing to use one of your load slots there, I will say that you don't need to roll. You have the infiltration tools necessary to bypass the door.
Perfect.
Okay. So let us. Yes, you're going to tick off one of your slots there.
Yes. I
Okay.
will.
So what are you using there? You're going to be using. Let's see.
I'll use the burglary gear, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds like the right one.
Cool.
Now, one thing to note: the ones that are on the coloured portion of the items, the lower half of those items there, the ones that are in italics, you have those for free.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got the silence potion, the dark sight goggles, and the spirit bane charm you have for free if you want them.
Curious.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you use your burglar gear there, and you don't consume it in this one go. You have it for the heist, and as you break through there. Now, LaRouche,
Mais oui.
you have a de-stress already from our generous donations here. So if you like, it costs 2 stress to push yourself and get an extra dice if you wanted to. But with that de-stress, it would only cost you 1.
Well then, I will do that, but I accidentally hit the roll button instead of the right one. So I will add an extra roll here.
Okay, so yeah, just 1 more to that.
Yep.
Okay,
All right. So highest is 5.
5. It was a 5. Okay. Well, let us see here. Okay. You said you're waiting for a swell in the surge in the bonfire revelries, and you're going to smash through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you wait, and you hear the celebrations down the street coming to a crescendo as a particularly lifelike effigy of one of the city council members gets consumed by the flames and goes up in a big billow of sparks, and there's and smash. Rory, you had expertly made your way through into the room there, and were on the other side of the window just as LaRouge smashes their elbow through the window, and one of the jagged pieces of glass cuts you viciously across the cheek. And I would like you to fill in one of your level 1 harm boxes.
Oh shit.
As a rather nasty, jagged piece of glass cuts you across the cheek there from LaRouge's complication.
I'll as LaRouge sort of does this, he'll then quickly, like, while the guard's not looking, climb in through the hole, and as he does, he'll sort of look at Rory and be like, weren't you standing next to me? Oh, that's very good. Oh, it's very sneaky. I like this. You're a very talented man.
I am also bleeding, so let's crack on.
Yes, from the face. There's not a good place to be bleeding from, but that's okay. You know, we'll fix that up quick, smart, and in a jiffy. I'm gonna go to the pantry.
Yes.
And I'm going to start. Well, basically, I'm just going to start setting this place to blow up. If I see like some flour, I'll like do like the boxing thing and like be like, all right, now just hold your breath real quick, just like this with your mouth.
Oh right.
And then I'm gonna throw flour into his face and where the wound is to like, you know, dust the wound. It's what boxers do. I should know because I have that stuff thrown in my face all the time. It's very annoying and itchy.
That's it.
Bam! Flour.
There you go.
As he breathes out, there's just a cloud of flour.
You look nice.
Hey Rory, this could double up as a night merchant's mask in a pinch.
That's true. Very scary.
Yeah, they use paint. I use real blood.
All right. Okay. So as you prepare yourselves here, how are you going to trigger this explosion?
Okay, so I took 2 pits in demolition tools. So. I don't know what taking 2, because it's got 2 spots for it for me, and so I took both of them because I'm like I want to blow this up. So I'm going to presume that what I can do here is I can lay out the flour just on the floor here, and run what is effectively a fuse to an explosive that I have, which would then just start the fire just sort of burning up, and then at the end of the like where the furnace and where the pantry is, I'm gonna put some more explosives there to like go up. So we've got a bit of time. Okay. We got a time lapse to get the hell out, you know. Yeah,
the two dots mean it's just a bigger piece of kit, so it takes up more of the space. Okay, so yes, Rory, you help LaRouge and their comically large demolition kit, and it's got some giant Minecraft blocks of TNT. And you start setting that up there. Okay. Rogan, are you going to do anything whilst this is all happening here?
Keeping an eye on things, saying there's a...
You know what? We've had all these lovely donations here. If I don't start using them, we're not going to get through them. So, Rogan, as you're perched on the rooftop, looking down on this scene, Sebastian and Granny Fade disappear inside, seemingly successfully. LaRouge and Rory have gone into the alleyways behind the bakery, and you are just awaiting seeing them fleeing the scene and preparing yourself for the concussive blast that's going to be coming from that general direction. But as you lie in wait up there, silently, ready for any trouble, you hear a sound behind you.
Turn and look.
A soft footfall as another shadowy figure mantle shelves up onto the flat rooftop. Oh, fuck. You're not going to steal another of my kills. And the assassin, Steiner, pushes their way up onto the rooftop. Look, I staked out this spot a week ago. I've got dibs, at the very least.
I'm not here for your kill.
Well, You weren't. That's what you said last time. But you shot him nonetheless.
Things happen.
How do you propose you deal with the appearance of your rival up here on the rooftop? The Hound.
How's he seem to be dressed in armor? Or what's he look like he's carrying with him?
He is definitely a light load as well. He has ranged weaponry. He has a hand crossbow and several vials of nasty looking poison with which to make it that little bit more lethal.
Right. He doesn't have it out in his hand right now.
Nope, he was
Just gotta
he was busy climbing up onto the roof. So,
see, I already had my weapon out. Okay. So I'm gonna just turn to him and use
skirmish.
What?
Are you going to skirmish him, or are you going to try and threaten him and use command or something?
Yeah, I don't have any dots in either of those, but yeah, I'm gonna basically try to, intimidate him. Say, look,
now
I'm here first.
In a situation like this, pushing yourself for 2 stress and getting 1 dice instead of the lesser of 2 is a very good move.
And that's what I will do.
Okay, so you mark off 2 stress there. If anyone would like to de-stress. Our poor stressed sharpshooter here. Okay, thank you. Now, that gives you just 1 dice instead, but it will fall as it does. So what are you trying to do here? What's the goal?
Basically, I'm gonna look, I'm here first. You snooze, you lose. You wanted this position, you should have gotten here earlier.
Okay, so
I'm turning him with my weapon drawn, kind of, giving that intimidation type.
Okay, so using command.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a go.
Basically, I'm gonna get the out.
Okay.
And roll.
Single dice. All or nothing. What's it gonna be?
Oh.
Spectacular. Okay. Well, please, what do you say to the assassin Steiner?
Basically, look, I'm here first. I've got the spot. I'm here to take care of something. When I'm done, you can have it. But for now, vacate.
Okay. Now, in Blades in the Dark, there is the opportunity to resist the bad outcome that you know is coming. You don't know what it is yet, but you know that something is coming here. I think actually I do have to describe what happens first. If you resist, it will succeed. You automatically resist it. The bad thing doesn't happen, but you roll a single die. Actually, sorry, you roll a die from which one of those collections of skills, Insight, Prowess, or Resolve, and the highest number is minused from 6, and you take that much stress. So if you only roll a 1, then it will be 5 stress. So you can choose to do that, or you can choose to suffer the consequence. Steiner raises their hands and says, okay. Yeah, alright, yeah. First come, first serve. And steps backwards off the rooftop and just drops down. And you see them come stumbling out of the alleyway onto the main street, pretending to be drunk. Do darkest night when you're out for a fright and you've had a couple of ales and you can't find where your house is. And you go through the streets and you see your friends and you have a meat pie and you shove it in your mouth and you say, oh, hello. And he goes towards the night merchant at the front of the mausoleum. Ah, you poor bugger, aren't you? You gotta work on the darkest night. Oh, the mask. Yeah, you always have to work at night, don't you? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. And he throws his arm around the night merchant and leans over on his side and he's like, yeah, look at that. There's a man on the roof. That's funny. And he points straight at you. Now, are you gonna let this go?
No, I'm gonna resist it.
But I did a song and everything. Okay.
That's what we're resisting.
Fair. Okay, now let's see here.
Yeah, I'm resisting the audio.
Mute. Okay. So let's have a look here. I'm going to say this is a prowess resistance. Are you able to vacate and get away from the scene before the night merchants close in on this? Now, in prowess, down the left side, the furthest most left. How many of the skills have a dot on the leftmost column?
2.
2 of them. Okay, so that is 2 dice. And take the highest. Oh, wow! Trolllord Games, our other companions here in this wonderful charity thing, coming in with all of the gifted subs. Thank you so much. Everyone, do be sure you catch Trolllord Games' sessions later in the weekend. Good to see you, my friends. Hope you're doing very, very well. Okay. So, that was a 4, I believe, yes? That was the highest of the 2, yep. So
yes.
So yeah, you take 2 stress. So that puts you at 4 stress, and we'll say 9 stress is lights out. So watch out, everybody. Now, everyone over there in chat, if you are able and would like to support this valiant cause and this valiant heist, a $10 donation can reduce that stress from our poor Rogan there, as they managed to slip away and avoid the night merchants who are rallied from within the mausoleum. Sebastian, grieving over your poor dead mother, you see a yell go up from the doorway, and a group of night merchants go running out to investigate what's going on across the street. Now, another little mechanic that we get to enjoy here in Blades in the Dark is countdown clocks. I am going to start a clock made up of 6 sections, known as Game Over. Now, should this clock be filled, it is going to be very, very bad. And one of those is getting filled in right now.
Oh.
For that complication there.
It's all right. We'll just get LaRouge to blow up the clock.
It's okay.
I just thought, is the Game Over clock just happen to coincide with the end of the stream? I mean,
we shall see. As in, you will be busted. Let's call it the busted clock. Uh-oh, busted. Okay, right. So, let us return within the mausoleum. Sebastian, you've been left alone with your poor deceased mother, Granny Fade.
Is everybody gone?
Have you heard the explosion yet?
No, but I just heard people run by. I can't open my eyes. I'm dead.
1 second. Oh, my poor mother, who are so dead, and I'm just looking around to see if there's anybody watching us.
No, okay.
Whoa.
There's nobody in the immediate vicinity. Would you like to use a skill to look a little further?
Yeah, I feel like survey would be a
Sounds like
thing.
the one. Okay. How's your survey?
I've only got one die in it though.
Uh-huh,
One pip.
Blue Box RPG. All of our charity event buddies coming in here. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Welcome.
I think I'm going to push it though because I feel like we need to make good here.
Yep. Okay, so you take 2 stress, and Willie Grimm coming in with a complication. Thank you, DM Charlie. Excellent. Just when I'd used one up there as well. Okay, so roll those 2 dice, please. Let's see how observant you are as you survey. Oh, either end. Okay, excellent. Glad you pushed yourself there. You look around, peering into the darkness, and really strain the eyes and stress yourself out looking into the darkness. There is nobody on the initial look around, the peruse of the vestibule here, but with that stronger look there, that push there, you do see one of the shadows off underneath the kind of cloisters on the side shift, and that demon-masked night merchant is still there, but far enough away that they wouldn't have heard you whispering to each other, but they are still there.
Could I swap a bundle of fine clothes?
Sam, thank you.
For Granny.
Okay.
There's still a pile there.
There would definitely be like a shroud kind of thing, like over the body. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donation as well.
I'm just picturing that moment from Indiana Jones. It's just some fine clothes, Granny fade, and you're like.
I mean, she's basically a bundle of clothes by herself, but they aren't fine, to be fair.
Okay. So that's part of your kit there, is it?
That's right. Yes.
All right. Indeed. So I think this does need. What would you say that would be?
Well, I'm going to whisper to Granny. On the count of 3, slip off the plinth and disappear. Wait for the signal from the others. I'm going to make you look like you're still on the plinth. Right?
All right. By the way, I hope your mother never dies. Ready to go.
3, 2, 1, 3.
She creaks off as fast as she can for being ancient.
Okay, now
Hobbles into the shadows, I guess.
I just made Sebastian roll here, so let us allow Granny Fades to make a roll for this as a whole.
Right.
So are you? What are you using here?
Hmm.
You're prowling off there?
I'm not very good at prowling. Would you let me finesse my way off?
How would you say? How...
No, I mean she's an old lady. She probably isn't wearing any shoes actually, so she probably is like familiar with how to move in such a way that she's not going to make you notice a lot of little bangles, trinkets, and things. And she's quite diminutive.
Ah yes, the sadly often overlooked sleight of foot.
Indeed.
Noted.
And just make minimal movements, and just trying to draw a little attention to herself as possible, and just sort of sneaks, but not like stealthily, just like minimally into shadows. If that makes sense.
Of course, absolutely.
So I have 1 pip in that.
Okay. We have another donation there. Thank you, Odrako. How's everyone's stress levels going at the moment? It's a de-stress for whoever has the most. I think Rogan.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. Are you on 2, Sebastian?
Yep.
Okay. LaRouge 2. Are you on just the 1? Okay. So yes, Rogan, you may remove one of your stress levels. Oh, Draco, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. We have our complication there as well. Thank you for all these donations, everyone. Awesome stuff. Okay. So
I need to roll, right?
you do need to roll, yes. Now
2d6.
You have two dots?
Oh no, I have 1.
Are you pushing yourself?
No, I just misunderstood how it worked. 1d6 then.
Now, Sebastian has the option with the use of the clothes. It would cost you a stress, but you could give her another dice.
I'm going to do that. Is that called setting up a teammate? Is that just?
It's the help action. There's two.
the help action.
Yeah, setting up means you do your own check, and then that flows into the next action.
Oh, I see. All right. No, I'll help.
Okay.
One stress.
Great. Thank you so much. So, Sebastian takes a stress, and Granny Fade, you have 2 dice.
All right, let's see how we do. How nasty are we?
Stress is not high enough. I don't know.
Oh, geez, hang on. I need to roll 2. You just click on the...
Dead Aussie Gamer is somewhere with explosives. The stress is fairly high.
Wait, haven't I rolled more than 1 die? I can just roll 2 separate ones, sorry.
No problem.
I'm struggling.
I mean,
One,
you are a grandmother.
2. It's true.
How does this
New
work?
bagel technology.
2 4s. Okay, that is a success with a complication. Okay, so your grandchild calls you.
Not now.
It's from my grandkids. They're just wishing me happy birthday.
So, Granny Fade, as you slip off the slab and the fine clothes take your place beneath the shroud, which you... How was that for you, experiencing this?
Well, she is not, I think, very close to dying. She's older than she looks, which is quite old.
Fair.
But she's been chugging them for quite a while. I mean, a lot of these trinkets are from grandchildren who've actually died of old age.
Noted.
So it was unpleasant. She's mostly just shocked at Sebastian's treatment of his dead mother.
I mean, in fairness, it was you. I'm sure the real deal will be much more emotional.
She doesn't see it that way.
We shall see. Okay. As you slip off the slab here and scuttle off towards the cloisters on the opposite side of the atrium here, you do pop something in your back.
Oh.
And that is going to be because it was a very dangerous situation that you were in there with the night merchant nearby. So that would be a level 1 harm.
Ooh.
For that nasty
My
injury.
bones.
My bones. Which you can resist if you like, or you're just gonna tough it out.
Ugh, she's a tough old lady. She'll be fine.
Yeah, fine. Notes it. Okay. So yes, you scuttle off into the shadows. Now, Sebastian, are you going to? You're waiting for the distraction, right? So you're still mourning over this fine bundle of deceased mother.
And occasionally just tweaking it to make it more bundle shaped, because she probably shouldn't have that many lumps near her head.
Okay. Yes. Just quickly. Okay. Noted. Okay. LaRouche, Rory, please. I think I need LaRouche to make a check to see how well you timed this. If just in case you roll all 1s and it blows up immediately before you escape said bakery.
Well, I mean, I'd only light the fuse when I was outside.
Okay.
I it's like, I'm terribly sorry, Rory. I only brought my shot fuse. Right, so don't tick me off, okay? Otherwise, you get to see a side of La Rouge that the baker is about to find out.
You get a muffled response as Rory has found a baguette, which is now like wedged into his mouth.
I mean, it is the best thing the bakery offers them. I think
He had to skip lunch, so he's got to eat on the go.
famous.
God bless you, because I can't stay mad at you. All right, come on, let's blow this place to kingdom come. Down, 2, 3, and I'm just gonna step outside. And as I do, you watch as La Rouge just very proudly stands there and just. You might want to take another step back. Okay, here we go.
On a side note, this bakery was known for their soggy bottoms, so.
There you go.
All right, let's make the dough rise. Click. Because
Okay.
I'm not waiting for timing. I am just going to explode this thing.
Noted. Okay, now where do the two of you go as this fuse starts hungrily making its way into the interior?
Well, I'll probably looking at Rory. Probably find out like, would you like? Okay, I know it's like currently it's going there very very quickly. But should we go to the mausoleum or should we hide here, and then go around when the guards come?
Yanks the baguette out of his mouth. No, I think maybe go around here, make sure it goes off. I want to see it because it'll be really big and pretty. And then we'll go to Mosley.
All right, I like your thinking. All right, I get into a trash can.
Okay, Rory, you good self?
I will get behind the trash can.
Okay, and we get one of those like heist movie scenes where the view gets partitioned into 3 different spots, and we see LaRouge and Rory disappearing into trash cans. Sebastian and Granny Fade in the interior, waiting for the sounds to echo through the streets, and Rogan quickly making their way around to another vantage point as the night merchants clamber up onto the rooftop to investigate what was going on there. And there is a massive we see the 3 different views of the same explosion, and the bakery is destroyed. Now, in that moment, what do the group of you do here? Okay, so Rogan, let's go back to you first. It's been a moment. What do you do as the bakery explodes and baguettes hazardously fly everywhere?
Well, I'm gonna pry my way to the mausoleum.
You're quickly going towards the mausoleum? Okay. Yes, so you...
Use my plow.
Okay, you make your way quickly over towards the corner of the alleyway there, and you see the night merchants on the door, just like looking alarmed down the street, and those up on the rooftop turn. One of them hideously impaled by one of the ballistic baguettes straight through the sternum, and it's like, and the others like look around. She's like, I saw him first. They go to deliver the body. It's worth as much as any other body, and they are very distracted here. So the night merchant on the doorway has run down the street to see just what the racket was. So Rogan, you do slip across the street and into the interior. I will say, actually, with this amount of noise, Sebastian, Granny Fade, you see that the demon-faced one also slips out of the shadows across the way and goes out through the door to see just what the hells is going on. And you have your moment here. Now, LaRouge, Rory, are you bouncing the can down the alleyway?
Got little legs.
It's armor, okay? Calm down. Not all of us can walk around in full plate, alright? It's a perfectly reasonable piece of armor. And it's also, watch this, it's transforming disguise.
Okay,
And
so
then LaRouge moves.
LaRouge, you use your saboteur skills to kick
Like
2
how
leg
big
holes
is
in the
that
bottom. Okay, Rory, you following with, yes?
It's falling behind it.
Yes, I would also like to just mention as well. So in my load section,
Yes.
I ticked off an unusual weapon. Can I claim the baguette as my unusual weapon?
Absolutely. Already proved lethal.
Amazing. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, this one's a stale one. It's been around a couple of days.
Perfect.
Deadly stuff. Now, I would like to use one of my other generously donated complications here. As the 2 of you are tucked away inside those garbage cans and trying to make your way towards the mausoleum, you got yourselves turned around a little, and as you hear the sound of whistles and hobnail boots along the cobbles of the street, Rory, you peer out and you see a squad of talons led by your rival, Darmot, of the City Watch here, who just happens to be in charge of security at the nearby neighborhood bonfire. What do you do?
Oh, bollocks.
What is it?
Oh, that guy over there, Darn it.
It's like like when people have an avatar, like as like a VTuber avatar, and when whoever's speaking, there's like moves and illuminates. Like the garbage can like moves as it talks, and then the other one moves. Sorry.
Let me put it this way. Have you got any more explosives left?
Yes.
Right. I might have a little surprise for this particular person.
All right. I'm gonna hand you 6 grenades,
Cool.
and I'm gonna use all of my bandolier slots.
That is
to
the
do
whole
so.
damn lot. It's both of your mandolins as well.
Okay. Cool.
So Rory, you have these crude fantasy era grenades.
I'm going to.
Little ceramic pots of black powder.
This is a one shot, so screw it. I'm gonna stuff the grenades into the baguette, and I'm going to
Yes.
approach this gentleman.
Okay, so as you emerge from the garbage can, and you're approaching the squad of talons that is running towards you.
Yes.
Okay, what are you attempting to have happen here?
So I
My baguettes.
I want to attempt to because I imagine when Dammit sees me, will probably be starting shouting at me and screaming. So I want to attempt to throw the grenade baguette in such a way that it lands in his mouth, and as he naturally
Javelin?
bites down upon receiving the baguette in said mouth, it would trigger an explosion.
Okay, which of your skills do you see being relevant? Yeah.
So I'm torn between finesse, which is better for aiming it right, or just wreck, because I imagine this would wreck him.
Certainly would. So what do you have in rec?
I have one, but I'm happy to push myself as well, because I have no stress right now.
Hey, okay.
And given they're my grenades, can I use that as a assist?
Indeed, yes. So LaRouge, you take 1 stress. Rory, you take 2, and Rory, you have 3 dice.
Now,
3 dice.
Now I know this is going to sound silly, but I'm going to try it anyway. Technically speaking, we're still using wreck with my explosives. Could we also use my saboteur thing and explode him quietly?
I'm sorry.
What does that sound like?
There's no way for the grenades to happen quietly.
Hack with flour to dampen the sound. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sabotage the town guard. There are ways to sabotage town guards, but not with grenades.
Okay, so 3d6?
Now, actually, this sounds like the perfect opportunity for a flashback, LaRouge. Is there something that LaRouge did earlier in the day to sabotage this squad of talons?
Oh, I love that. All right, LaRouge in the middle of the day. There was this the setting up of the bonfires and stuff. It's around sunset. The beautiful, almost purple and orange light from the skies cover this area. The buntings of the festivities are in clear illumination here, and you can see LaRouge is dressed as a small like kind of like hydration officer, someone who is going around and ensuring everyone has the right amount of water. And he sees this group of guards coming in. He says, you look particularly parched. You are working security, n'est-ce pas, for the event? Well, listen. It may be your responsibility to look after everyone, but it is my responsibility to ensure that no one faints from dehydration. So please, here, take as many of these as you want. These are a special high electrolyte energy drink that I have concocted myself. It's very nice. It is cherry flavored. So if you don't like cherry, okay, you might not like these. But here, I give you extra. And you, the man on the big horse, you look like you have a big thirst to go in the big horse. Here, you have this gallon jug. There you are. Enjoy.
Okay.
And I'm going to load him up with something very flammable.
Oh, wow. Okay. Noted.
But I'm going to say that that was the flashback, but
Yes.
the present LaRouge has completely forgotten he's done this.
Okay. Okay, which are we thinking? What kind of skill are you using there as you're persuading them to partake of this delicious?
Let's go with consort, I think.
Okay.
'Cause, he's kind of being friendly about it. It's like, have a beverage,
Yeah, it's
do the
like
whole thing.
you're not persuading them to do it. You're being chummy with them, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna push myself for this one.
Okay, how's your stress doing?
I've only taken 1 stress so far. I'm fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you push yourself, it's 2. Be careful.
Yeah. So that'll be 3 stress out of 9.
Yes, you're still okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Kablam! That is a 5 and a 4.
Okay, so the 5 there, that is a success. I'm gonna say, the complication is that Rory's rival Darmot he's like, nah, you men do what you want, but I'm far too busy, and does not partake. But the baguette full of grenades will do the trick regardless, and the exterior of the explosion will have a greater effect upon the others that you have sabotaged. Okay, so that is a success. So the other ones are like, oh, very much, yeah, cheers, yeah. It's hot work, this. And then we've got to be up all night making sure that this lot enjoying their beer and getting all rowdy. Every darkest night, I tell you, darkest night is the right word. And it's like going on and on and on. The Rouge is like, oh, we, and and they do partake of your explosive electrolytes. Okay, and we bring back to the current day and the current time, I should say. And in the roadway, Rory stands confronting the squad of Talons as they thunder down the streets towards you. Rory, you have assistance from LaRouge and your own abilities. How many dice were you looking at?
So it was 3 before that flashback. Does that flashback change anything?
It just makes it more effective. There's effect as well that's in play here. So yeah.
So it's 3, and I'll say that as it happens, Rory will call out, "Hey, Dharma, eat fresh, motherfucker," and throw it.
I get that reference. Okay, so yes, you roll, please. Oh no. That is a 4 though. A 4 is a success. Okay. You throw, but Darmot, seeing that it's you, he's like, "Rory, I'm gonna put you away once and for all." And he just goes charging forwards and gets closer than you intended. So the baguette sails through the air, and he's like, "Don't mind if I do." As the explosives go off, the explosion goes out from the poor, unfortunate Darmot, catches the sabotaged Talons, and in almost like a chain reaction, and in the horseshoe behind that they were following in, LaRouge, we see you fantastically silhouetted against this bright, incendiary explosion. Rory, you were closer than you intended. I would like you to take a level 2 harm.
Can we say that because I had the flower on my skin, that it cauterized the first wound?
It's still there, but yes, it has.
I feel like I'm gonna kill Rory.
That is never.
Rory's gonna kill Rory.
Okay, so the explosion there with LaRouge's help definitely stops these Talons in their tracks, and the two of you turn tail and scarper towards the mausoleum. Now, Rogan, they need your help. The Talons have been dealt with, but the investigating night merchants are still coming out of the mausoleum and stand between Rory and LaRouge. Now, with your sharpshooter ability, you may push yourself and unleash, quote-unquote, the barrage of rapid fire to suppress an enemy.
might be reading my mind.
Thought that might be somewhat useful here. Yes. So again, please. That would be a. What would you think that is? Is that skirmished, or how would you like to play that?
That'd be a skirmish. Oh, the skirmish was more melee.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Would that be hunt?
Say again. Sorry.
Would that be hunt?
Hunt. Okay. Yeah. Using your ranged attacks. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You're hunting and looking to pick off and suppress the night merchants in the street there. Okay. So how's your hunt? 2. Okay. And then you have to push yourself for the special ability. So it'll be 3 dice, but 2 stress.
3 dice, 2 stress.
Yes.
Right.
Everyone, we have some stressed adventurers here. Hey, that is a 6. Okay. So, Rory LaRouche, as you tear towards the mausoleum, you see the horrifying visages of the masked night merchants coming towards you. But a barrage of arrows comes hurtling out of the alleyway, and the night merchants leap for cover as you slip past and through the doorway into the cool interior of the mausoleum. And Sebastian, Granny Fade, with all this cacophony of sound outside, you see your friends just half blown, half running through the door, as there is a bright orange glow outside.
I'm gonna lick my finger and just like. We've met the distraction.
Oh,
Right,
well
nice.
done. Rory dear, how are you? How is he looking? He's covered in flour and blood. Shit.
I look like someone's attempts at the Great British Bake Off when they're last place. When everything goes wrong and it's overdone, it's burnt, it's a little soggy bottom and singed on the ends, and for some reason bleeding.
Oh dear, oh dear. She pulls out the one for like thousands of scars and starts dabbing all over your face, trying to get off all the dirt and like this flour and stuff, like you're one of her grandkids.
Full granny mode.
Yeah,
Okay.
full granny mode.
Sebastian.
2 explosions. We
All
said
right,
one.
Look, the second one was a bit of a surprise because we didn't expect the guards from the party to come over as well, so they are now unalived.
Is Rogan
But,
still alive?
Splendid.
Rogan
He
is
is-
still alive? You haven't
I
blown
have
him
not. I did not see him die.
At this moment, Rogan also stumbles through the doorway.
Oh, Rogan, you're alive, my friend. This is good. Oh, sorry. Yes. Stealth mission. We're doing so well.
I think it was supposed to be a deception. There was deception at one point.
It's a bit of potpourri.
Yes. All the flavors.
All right. Well, now what?
Now we move in
Find
to
that
get the
staff.
scepter.
Scepter.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Let's move.
Okay. So you make your way through the quiet, somber foyer here with the few other. You assume.
Anyone know where we're going?
Would my contact that possibly gave me a layout for the stuff?
That sounds like a flashback to me. So earlier in the day, what happened?
Early in the day, I made contact with my Sentinel buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so where exactly do they put the I know they take the bodies and where do they take the goods they find on them? And basically, try to get them to describe the temple and everything.
Okay, so yeah, we see this fairly bustling tavern in the lower city, which that your friend Celine, the Sentinel from this Temple of Whaley, likes to frequent, and you do find her there, and she's like, it's down underground. It's it is the goddess of death, like a kind of tomb kind of feel to it. But it makes it a bit trying to be on duty underground all day, and she kind of complains about her job, but that allows you to know where it is. So yeah, you're looking for access to beneath the ground level here.
And I will pass that on. It's like there should be some stairs over there.
Okay, and the group of you make your way through the mausoleum. Now, as you do, indeed, as Rogan has promised, there is a sweeping stone stairway curling down and around into the depths beneath the mausoleum. As you do, Sebastian, I'm going to tick off one of my other complications here. There's something funny about those other slabs in this mausoleum-like room. They too have strange lumps where they shouldn't be, and you briskly walk over and whisk off the shrouds. They're all bundles of fine clothes.
No!
And emerging out of the shadows, your rival, Bazzo Baz, leader of the rival gang, the Down and Outs, emerges. Well, well, well. Sebastian. Looks like you've been copying the greats again.
I have not been copying anything, you backward trench-dwelling troglodyte.
I beg your pardon, we've been running the bunch of fine clothes game for years.
Well, I'm now travelling with a bunch of fine clothes, so I think I get dibs.
Granny Pay just preens a little bit. And jumps up.
Now, Sebastian, your rival is here, but anyone may deal with the situation here as the two gangs stand tensely facing off at the top of the stairway leading down. Bazzo looks at you, Sebastian. Look, I know why you're here, because we're here for the same thing. But there's only one Raven's Claw, and there's only one gang's gonna get it. And the Down and Outs are on the up and up. So get gone, or we'll not get gone. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Once again, I can see that your gang votes for the least eloquent.
Hey, when has eloquence ever got you anywhere?
Well, as a matter of fact, if you recall this morning,
Yes.
I would like to have sent a letter to Bazzo Baz
Okay.
that contains a small amount of trance powder in it,
Ooh, okay.
in the hopes that it will induce him to go into a trance. I'm hoping something like a sort of a hypnotic trance, so that
Okay.
if he were to simply receive the keyword, he would zone out for a bit.
And as he opened the letter and the powder was released, the first word he becomes aware of becomes the keyword, and you wrote in giant letters on the interior of that letter?
Hedgehog.
Yes, indeed. So, as we snap back to the interior of the mausoleum, when has eloquence ever got you anything?
Well, as a matter of fact, Hedgehog everybody, run!
And he goes into a trance. And you know, as you urge the others to get the jump here, you have one thing that you can say to him in this hypnotized state that he will carry out for you. There's no roll needed here. This is definitely what you're good at, and the effect is guaranteed.
I look at everybody else. We can use him as a distraction. Any suggestions?
Well, you got his men out of here.
Right.
I think Rory's just looking for the hedgehog.
Withdraw your men and go away. Damn words, they fail me. Run!
And he turns. Aye. I'll go. Time for my elocution lessons.
Aww.
Down and out. Out. And down. Down. Let's go. And there was like, boss, what? What's it? Oh, for God's sake. Tick, 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 tick. Come on, quickly, before the night mages come back. And
Taught me everything I know, that man.
oh, LaRue's got some of the powder in there as well. No.
No, it's okay. Just, if it turns out I'm allergic to a swear word I cannot say because we have children that may be watching. But, all right, well, that was very interesting. You know, this thing that seemed to have happened. But, I mean, are we going to find more of your friends who are trying to do the exact same job that we are, Sebastian?
Well, obviously it's a very prestigious heist, isn't it? So one could assume that there may be others, but I'm fairly certain that Bazo and his gang of cronies were the only ones capable of trying to attempt this, aside from ourselves, of course. We're the only ones who are going to succeed.
But of course.
We will succeed. Or we will kill everyone trying.
Okay. So, you make your way down the stairs into the depths of the mausoleum. And Rory, this is where you come upon the first obstacle. But your previous discussions with your locksmith friend and your own infiltrator skills allow you to get past the locked door and barring your path down at the bottom, and you make your way into the catacombs of this construction here. Now, as you get down there, you start to hear a chanting. In the distance, and you see a long hallway with guttering torches underground. Where's the wind coming from? It's coming towards you down this subterranean hall, back up towards the stairs. As the torches gutter and flicker in the light there, your shadows dancing around behind you, and you hear voices chanting in unison down towards the Temple of Wei Li in the under cellars of the mausoleum. What would you like to do?
Granny,
Yes, dear.
isn't this your sort of thing?
Does it sound like chanting that I'm familiar with? Would I recognize any of the words, or like the, I guess not really the tune, like the chanting sort of cadence, or
Let's see. Would you like to use your attune, or...
Yes, I would like to use my attune.
Okay.
Which is, so I have 2 pips in it, so I roll 1d6, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I'm saying
Alright.
you have two pips?
Yes.
Oh, so it's 2 dice, yeah.
Oh, 2, lovely.
Yeah, 1 dice
Um,
per dot.
I will roll 2 then. Oop. 1,
A 3
and
and a
4.
4. Okay. A success. Just.
I'll take it.
Okay. So, are you attempting to attune to any nearby spirits or to attune to the ritual that's happening?
I think if I were to tune to the spirits, that's probably what I'm familiar with. And
Okay.
perhaps by detecting which spirits are nearby, I can deduce perhaps a bit of what's going on in there.
Okay. Being this as the headquarters of the Night Merchants, it is full of restless spirits. Many unfortunate souls have passed through these halls, and some of them stayed. And drifting out of the walls, only visible to Granny Fade, the rest of you are still looking down the corridor, seeing what's going on. Only visible to you, Granny Fade, as the rest of you see her eyes kind of roll back in her head as she goes elsewhere and taps into the ethereal plane. As we are in a D&D setting still.
It's not unnerving at all. She looks very cute. Her eyes roll back in her head. It's fine.
Granny Fade, you see with this extra sight the border ethereal, and a number of spirits are restlessly moving back and forth across the corridor down towards the Temple of Wei Li, and one of them notices you attuning into their level of existence, and their head snaps around. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Well, actually, we're in a bit of a hurry. What's going on down there? Sounds like someone's being very naughty.
They do not dispose and bury all they gather. Our bodies guard the temple.
Oh dear.
And Granny Fade, it seems that the rumours of necromantic goings-on in the Night Merchants are true. And these spirits are stuck here because their bodies are being used as undead guardians of the temple.
How many of you are there?
Half a dozen. We used to be a baker's dozen, but the baker's spirit suddenly rushed off somewhere. Something must have happened.
Do you have to obey their commands, or would you maybe like to help us? If we were able to fix that for you, and release your spirits beyond, that might actually be quite a nice change for you. It seems quite dismal down here, really.
If the undead of our physical remains are destroyed, we can move on.
Alright, well, don't worry about it too much. We'll take care of that for you.
And are you wanting them to help in any way?
Yes. If they at least refrain from action would be plan B. Plan A would be actively helping us to not attack, and perhaps to attack anybody who is desecrating their corpses.
Okay, this will need another roll.
Okay.
What would you use to do that?
Would it be command? Maybe you could be like, really, this is ridiculous.
Certainly. Now,
Okay.
you could use your compel ability.
Oh, so I could. I will. Okay, I'll do that. So it appears.
Right.
It was like, really, this is very poor behavior on your part. You aren't even supposed to be here. Now you go and tell your friends that move on and help us get all this business out of the way, and then we'll let you go.
Yes. As a whisper, Granny Fade has the compel ability, which, if she successfully attunes, as she already has, she can summon forth a ghost and tell it to do something. Okay. So, sorry, what exactly are you telling the spirits to do?
I'm telling it to go and to talk with its necromantic ghost buddies, and help us to get rid of the cultist business. I mean, I don't know what's happening there yet, but I assume it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in helping us to take care of.
You will not get the opportunity to refine this command later. What do you tell them to do?
I would say, if you help us to get rid of these nasty cultists, we'll let you get on with your death.
the busy business of being dead. Okay.
Indeed.
And he's like, apologies, Granny Fakes. We shall do as you compel.
I certainly hope so.
And he streams down, and you see it like whispering to all the other spirits in the corridor. And one by one, they look back and see you at the end of the corridor.
Very crossly.
Your robes billowing in the eldritch winds of the ethereal around you. Your eyes rolled back, and the other ghosts like, oh, it's Granny Fate! Oh, it's Granny Fate! Oh, it's Granny Fate! Oh, God! And they all just go streaming down towards the temple at the far end. And everyone, you see Granny Fate's eyes roll back around.
Well, shall we?
I mean, is it bad?
Oh, no. They're just very polite. For a ghost. They do have other concerns, of course, but but it should be fine. I've found us some allies for defeating these necromantic cultists we're going to be finding down the corridor very shortly.
They're not the only ones with concern. That was terrifying, but very cool.
She sort of straightens up a little bit, like half an inch taller.
You know how many cultists are down the corridor?
No. But I'm sure it's fine. We've got about a dozen corpses to help us with this, so sure that's enough.
Rory, you're quite stealthy, aren't you?
Still chewing like the now slightly toasted last little bit of said baguette. I mean, under the best of circumstances, yeah. I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed. Ghosts, exploding baguettes, whatever that was. Yeah. Sure. I could do that.
Do you want to just go and have a look and see how many cultists there might be up ahead, or is that more of a Rogan thing? I can never tell.
I might be able to do that too. What would that be? Would that be the hunt, or would that be the study or survey?
I
Yeah, do those.
think survey could be used to kind of gain an idea of how many people are down there.
Okay.
If you're actually going down there, that's more of a physical thing. But
I'll make my way down with Prowl.
okay, so let's get both of those. So yeah, Rogan, if you wanna make a survey, and Rory a prowl.
Okay.
Let's say Rogan's is a setup for Rory's. So Rogan, you do yours first, and we'll see if that assists Rory. Just the one?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. You start listening in, and as you do, the spirits of those ghosts make their way down the corridor and start to kick up a bit of a fuss in the temple, and the screams of the cultists and the gasps of dismay make it rather garbled and difficult to see, difficult to hear just how many of them there are. I'm afraid.
There's a bunch.
There's a bunch, indeed. Rory, so without the extra dice.
Okay. Boop. 2 and a 5.
A 5. Okay, that is a success. You start to stealth your way down the corridor, and you are successfully able to get nearby, and you glance within.
Yes.
Okay. you peer into the room and you see the animated corpses of these restless spirits standing in a semicircle facing the door where you're hiding. And beyond them, you can see large braziers of guttering coals and a temple at the far end, a large altar to Wei Li, but something's different. It is strewn with raven feathers, and some of the symbols of Wei Li have been covered in black sheets. And as you look, you see cultists running for cover, but one of them is not. One of them is standing still in the center of the temple, facing this shrine, this altar, and they are chanting, and they are holding up the scepter, the Raven's Claw scepter, and they are chanting, and you hear them referencing the matron of ravens, the Raven Queen herself, and calling on her to open a gateway in the name of this magical item. And you can see that a rift is beginning to open. As I fill in another section of this wheel here, a rift is beginning to open, a dark, jagged tear in the air of the temple. And I shall mark off another complication there, as this is clearly no longer a simple archiving of a magic item. Now, the complication, because it was a 5, this figure seems to have some sort of psionic ability, and they sense your thought patterns, calm amidst the panic of the other cultists, and they turn, their eyes jet black like the coverings and the rift in reality, and they look straight towards you.
They're interlopers.
And the zombie guards start to shuffle towards the door. What do you do?
I attempt to get back to the group. Quickly and precisely.
Okay. The rest of you, you see Rory suddenly turn and dash down the hallway towards you, stealth thrown out of the window, as in the far end of the room there is an archway into the temple itself, and you see shambling figures start to appear. What would you like to do?
I think Rory also, he's like, too much to say. Zombies, weird glowy thing, lots of feathers, probably a big bird or something, I don't know. Shit.
Alright, so you see some zombies and some big bird shit. That's a very strange thing to find in I became South African for some reason. Alright, it's very, very different, I'm sorry. Yes, no, it is very weird to find all of this in the center of a vault. Is there I mean, could you describe the danger in, simple terms?
Yeah, that point.
Zombies. All right, zombies we do. Yes. All right.
I thought the ghosts were on our side.
Oh, the ghosts are. What are the ghosts doing? Can we hear anything? But what are they actually?
You told them to get the cultists,
ghosts?
so they're going for the cultists inside.
Okay, great. Well, at least the bodies to us is half of our concern is done.
So those aren't the ghosts then?
Oh no, they're busy inside with the cultists. It's quite all right.
So the zombies are...
Well, it's their bodies, but they're attached to their bodies. You can't blame them for what their bodies are doing.
Hashtag not all ghosts.
I think Rennie Fade is gonna pull out a pistol.
Okay. Noted.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
LaRouche.
Look, I'm going to start blowing things up if people don't do things. As LaRouche is not a patient or a complicated individual. Is it flammable? If yes, blow it up. If no, still blow it up, but then find a bigger explosive.
Noted.
So I've got some gadgets here.
Yes.
And I want to know if what I could potentially do here is have one of those gadgets be like kind of, you know, those like little tiny mechanical walking, you know, those kind of like duck things that you get in like $2 capsules. They sort of I want to have one of those, but I want to have it be kind of like a sprinkler, and I want it to like spray fire oil.
Okay.
Nice.
Like lamp oil.
Yeah.
Flammable stuff. Okay.
Slippery stuff that is also flammable.
Noted.
My plan here is to like put it and have it walk towards them, and hopefully, given that these creatures are quite shambly and clumsy and stuff like that, then we can just shove them.
Okay. So we flash back to you tinkering with this device. Can you make me a tinker check there?
I will absolutely mark at the tinkering check.
Is there something?
I do have tinkering tools.
Excellent. I'll give a dice for that if you mark it off.
Yeah. All right.
A 4.
Oh, that's a 4.
Successful. Okay. So you start to put this thing together as best you can, and we return to the corridor here, and this little clockwork device is like click, 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 and stops before it reaches the zombies, but does start to spray the liquid around the corridor. So the zombies will arrive in that spot, but it hasn't got them directly.
Success! It works! Huh? Are you all impressed? I'm impressed.
Ready big cocksucker pistol is ready to aim at the oil covered area.
If you shoot well, you could ignite that as the zombies arrive.
That's the plan. She's ready.
Sebastian, what would you like to do?
Don't we have to get across down that
But we can't get through the zombies anyways. You have to take care of them first.
So now you want us to get through a wall of fire and zombies?
It'll burn out.
Will it? Will it, Rouge? Really? Will it? When have one of
not
these
my fault,
fires
is it?
burnt down in any short amount of time?
Look, you know, people ask LaRouge to start fires. Very few people ask to put them out. I do not wear a fireman outfit, okay? That's not the type of fireman I am. But, you pour some water on it, it'll spread further away, and then, you know, not be in front of us for a while. It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Which would then lead me to the next question. Does anyone have any water to pour on LaRouge's giant fire?
Yeah, I don't carry this stuff. Fist pee in it.
I've got some electroplasm.
I'm just going to stand back. Sebastian doesn't fight.
I have some energy drink, but we may not want to use this.
Oh no. Oh, but it smells so nice. I love cherry.
Okay, so you're waiting for the zombies to reach the flammable liquid and going to trigger that, Granny?
Yes, the pistol's almost as big as she is, so she's just like, what a bazooka.
I noticed.
I'm not sure how she managed to have it all under her robes, but she's managed somehow.
Okay.
All right. While Granny, you know, blasphemes against all of these dead bodies, Rory, did you see the scepter down there?
Yeah, the main guy had it.
What main guy?
He's a big scary guy, black eyes, creepy voice. Yeah, he had it, and he was using it for something and speaking weird gobbledygook.
LaRouge, that sounds like Veldrin. The dark eyes.
Oh, yes.
And...
No, I know this man. He is a psycho. Yes, he is. He is my arch nemesis. You see, he likes to tell LaRouge that he only makes small fires, but there's nothing about LaRouge that is small. He also tells me that my name is Monsieur Red. It is not. It is Monsieur Rogue. And he angers me so. He's very, very angry, LaRouge. Did he mention me?
I couldn't understand what he was saying.
This typical freaking whatever you said his name was. Yes, Veldrin. Yes, typical freaking Veldrin. Always chanting away in his forgotten ancient eldritch language and summoning beings from beyond the veil. It's always about the beings beyond the veil with him, this guy.
Granny, as this conversation's happening, the zombies have shuffled into the
My
flammable
time
oil.
to shine. I blast them if I can. Don't need to roll anything, and like then knock back to
I think,
multiple
yeah,
pieces.
you just go flying down the other opposite direction. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is going to be, what do you think?
May I command the crystal to obey my wishes?
No.
What are my
Fire,
options?
damn it!
May I consort with the pistol in a friendly way?
Oh, crikey. Dag's already said we're trying to keep this family friendly, please. Come on.
May I study the location for the optimal placement of my bullet?
Stop looking at things you have dots in and look at things that actually relate to firing a pistol.
Yeah, I guess in that case it probably would be hunting, I guess, for ranged, or...
You could be hunt or you are wrecking these zombies.
That's true. Alright, wreck it is. Great. Can I take some stress to get myself a die?
You may.
It's 2.
If you take
And-
2 stress, that will give. So you have no dots.
I have no dots.
Okay, so it's 1 dice.
Okay. Here we go.
A 5. Okay, yes. So
She's a crack shot.
okay, with a another echoing sound goes off, and as you fire the pistol, it sparks off the flagstones, and whoosh, the flammable liquid from LaRouge's device ignites, and the zombies start to flare around as the flames engulf them. But you are thrown backward and take a level 1 harm as you bang into the far wall.
I already had a harm, so is it 2 level 1 harms, or is it I graduate to level 2?
No, if you take a level 1 and both your level 1 slots are full, it goes to a level 2. So
Gotcha, okay.
the other level 1.
Alright, so it's my back and now I guess my hip.
Yes. Okay. So you think that the sound of that gunshot will have gone throughout the complex here, and the kerfuffle up on the street may have run its course and be dying down a little here. You think you do not have time to wait for these flames to die down. The zombies are distracted by being consumed, but you do have to make your way through those flames somehow. What
I
would
do
you
have-
like to- Mhm.
I do have another gadget.
Yes.
I have two more gadgets. What I would like to do is I would like to use a gadget that has the ability to suck up flames and store it as a grenade.
I love it.
That sounds
As
like
my-
some magical influence on that as well.
Yeah, why not? Let's say yes.
See how well this one goes.
All right, so I'm gonna use Tinker again.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. It's a 5.
5. Okay, good. Yeah, good enough. So yeah, the other device goes like wobbling off down the corridor and starts to spin, and there is almost like a vortex as the flames get sucked in and contained within this device. It is. You're going to have to use it very quickly because it's too hot to hold on to for any length of time. That's the complication there.
Do we have any more of those baguettes, Rory?
Nope,
It's
you
muted.
muted.
Patch.
It just
I'm sorry, I
produces
think I
one
might have
from
gone
his-
deaf. The explosion was very loud. Said it to my good ear.
He produces a baguette from his imaginary TTRPG backpack that exists.
All right, good. You want to give it a quick swing down there where the bad guy is? It's going to blow up any second now. I grab it and
Let's do it.
I'll grab it and like get ready for a baseball pitch towards Rory.
I don't know. I think Rogan attaching it to an arrow might be a good idea too.
Oh yeah.
That could work.
You have an arrow? Sure, by all means. But don't take long.
Now, Rogan, it is still very far down the corridor here, but if you use your sharpshooter again, you could do that long-range shot.
How much more pistol I take?
Say again, sorry? I lost your mic.
How much more stress will I take?
If you push yourself, it would be 2.
Okay.
How you doing?
I still have 1.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and push myself.
So 2 dice total?
2 dice total. And would this be a finesse roll?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. To fire through the burning zombie horde.
2d6, and then let's say I'm pushing for the sharpshooter.
So do you have 2 dots in finesse?
I have 2 dots in finesse. Yes.
Okay, so you have 3 dice total.
Nope. And then 1
Hey, there's 1, but roll again. Might be a critical. Oh no. Okay, so but you got a 6 regardless. So yes, you pull back and you quickly aim because you have to do this. LaRouge is like, it's gonna go, and woof, and as the arrow goes through, we see this slow motion view as it goes. We travel along with the arrow. It goes between the flaming zombies. A curl of flame eddies around it as it whisks out the other side, and we see the dark-eyed psionic cultist, the rival of LaRouge, turn and go as the arrow impacts against their chest, and with a whoosh, the contained fire in the little gadget is released and whoosh burns up around. Now, as we all know, magic items are not affected by such mundane damage, and you have the way ahead of you cleared. The zombies are slowly collapsing down. Granny Fade, you see the spirits as each of their corporeal remains is consumed, turns, thanks you, and disappears off into the ethereal plane. And
bye-bye now.
The group of you go running down towards the temple, and you see the psionic cultist dead on the ground, and the Raven's Claw scepter lying in his outstretched hand.
I'll
kick him.
I'll go over. I'll go over and I'll take the scepter and I'll swap it with the baguette that I got out earlier and didn't use. Do a switcheroo.
Noted.
That's great.
Okay. Now, as you rush down there and you grab the object of your desires here, you look to each other with success, but there is a voice. As I use my final complication gifted by our lovely donors here, a large, deep, roaring voice, one that was issuing from that very lifelike demonic mask.
I knew it.
As
Do it.
the night merchant strides.
Do it.
How dare you?
How dare you! And they fling back the robes, and large bat-like wings extend as Granny Fade, the demon Satara, appears in the corridor, blocking off your escape. As he starts coming down towards you,
This rift shall be opened. I will be reunited with my kin. How dare you?
Rogan,
Really?
Yeah.
at the start here, you said your sole purpose was to make sure there was a way out of here. And you think back to the designs that Rory got from his locksmith friend. And you look over to the side of this temple, and you do see the locked, barred gate leading out to the sewer tunnels. LaRouche, do you have one more grenade tucked away somewhere?
Of course I do. I have at least 4 more.
Don't want to worry, keep some.
Indeed.
However, this is a very different one because what you are looking for is directional impact, and I don't really have one of those ready. So if you buy me a little wee bit of time, I will make a perfect hole. Mwah, you will love, you will like.
Okay, that sounds like a job for a slide, Sebastian.
You need some time, do you? Great.
Yeah.
You look very angry. I can feel your pain, I say as I walk towards the demon.
Yes, indeed. But as you channel your abilities here, your mesmerism kicks in, and even this fiend from beyond these lands is no match for the abilities that you have honed over the years. Which is it? It's sway that's connected to, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, how is your sway?
And just a quick question: does it take? Do I get stress for using a special ability?
No. It says it's if you have to push yourself, it says you have to push yourself.
All right. No, that's fine. It doesn't say that. Okay, so I have 2 in sway.
Excellent. Now, this ability of yours will also mean that they won't remember that you did this to them, so you will be able to escape scot-free if you are able to use this ability.
Can I get some help from the rest of the group? Can I lead a group action? Because I need some more info from Granny about this demon.
Absolutely.
I think a certain baguette wielder might be able to add some humor to the situation to lighten it a little bit.
Indeed. Yes, in Blades in the Dark, we have these group actions here. So we have 2 groups here. We have the Demolition Team, and we have the Team Sway, which sounds like they might have been who created that energy drink that LaRouche has. I would like Sebastian, Rory, and Granny Fade to make a sway check. And you will take the highest roll. In fact, you will take the highest roll of the sum total of those. Now, Granny Fade, how is your sway?
Terrible, but I would like to perhaps stress myself to really,
You're going to push yourself so you've got 1?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Rory, how's yours?
I have no sway, so I will push myself to have some sway.
And Sebastian, you have your 2. Okay.
2.
So Rory 1, Granny Fade 1, Sebastian 2. Let him roll.
Oops.
It's a 6. A 5. And a 2. Okay. Sebastian, you escape with a single stress from leading that group action. And there was a 6. So, Sebastian, how do you sway the fire demon Sitara?
You want to talk about being reunited with your kin?
Yes. The Raven Scepter will tear a gash in reality that I might reunite with those, and then we shall tear this city to the ground.
Yes, it sounds wonderful and glorious, and I can't wait to behold it. But first, why don't you tell me a little bit about your kin? What do you admire in them? What do they inspire? How do you feel when you're around them? Let's talk about your emotions and have this baguette whilst you are chatting away.
As your sway kicks in, your mesmerizing abilities kick in, he heavily thumps down to the floor.
You know, nobody ever asks about them. They just flee in terror, screams, and frothing at the mouth, and maddening whispers. And thank you. Well, you see, I was born in the pits of Argosh and it starts to talk about his kith and kin here, as LaRouche and Rogan are preparing the explosives on the other side here.
No, not that way. Just slowly, okay? Otherwise, we're going to lose more than our limbs here, all right?
Okay, so, Sebastian, with that sway, you are able to buy them time. LaRouche, Rogan, you prepare the explosive and gather up the Ravenclaw scepter, and as perfectly timed, as the demon's story about his family comes to an end, with one last cacophonous boom, the grating to the sewers is blown away and inwards, away from the rest of you. And yes,
sorry, slight modification on this.
Yes.
Could I have made it so the demolition charge would go the other way? And I want to instruct everyone to kind of like may we pardon, step aside real quick? Thank you. And then blow the sewage water and some buckshot of the concrete wall directly at this flaming demon who is apparently made of fire. This is the first time LaRouge will use water for anything.
Indeed, indeed. Give me the last roll of the heist. Let's see how this goes. What would that be?
Please tell me it's wreck.
Yes, sounds like Rex to me.
Yay! And I'm gonna push
Yay.
myself because
Hey,
Heck
since I was
yeah.
on the field, I do the help action.
Okay, yep.
Oh, yeah?
Using my finesse
Yep.
to try to help,
Okay, so we so yeah, you can give you can use a stress to give him an extra dice there. So LaRouge,
That's number 9.
give us that final dice. Roll. Sorry.
Okay, here's my stress roll.
oh dear lord. Well,
that is a lot of ones, but there was a 4. There was a 4.
thank you for helping. Woo!
Okay. The
Look, to be fair, I did make this in like what was the effectiveness of like 30 seconds.
okay, with one last gigantic explosion, the shrapnel and sewage just goes hurtling into the room, drawn in by the vacuum of the explosion, just burning up the air in the space. And a couple of the iron bars that were from the gate do just hurtle through the demon's wings and pin it to the far wall as it tries to tear itself free, roaring in frustration. We look back, our view back towards as the smoke clears, and the 5 of you stand there with the Ravenclaw scepter, covered in sewage.
I had no control over that explosion. We could have all died just then.
But
This close.
no matter, you're about to get knee deep anyway. You all go, 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 like Star Wars jumping across the corridors. Granny Fade fires off a pistol again against the
Yes.
stormtroopers that
loving
appeared
this.
from some nowhere. She's like,
Can I
I don't care
just
what you
ask,
smell,
when you
get down
say
there. Yes.
can I just when you say knee deep for who? Because there is a
Oh,
big
no.
height difference. Are we swimming?
And this valiant crew of ne'er-do-wells jump one by one through the sewer grating into the tunnels beneath Raven's Rook. And as the ritual interrupted fades and the tear in reality seals itself shut, an anguished howl of the demon turns to one of despair. It is reunited with its kin, as it is drawn from this world through the rapidly disappearing rift, away from Raven's Rook, leaving the city relatively safe, and only marginally more destroyed than it would be on an average Darkest Night. And our members make their way through the tunnels back towards the lower city and their den of crime and
Iniquity?
plots as you escape with the Raven's Claw Scepter. Congratulations.
Yay!
Woo! Amazing, amazing. Thank you all so much. We are going to wrap things up there.
really
A
fun.
huge thank you to these wonderful players. Thank you so much for helping us out today. A shout out in the chat there if you enjoyed seeing these dice and would like them in your streams as well. Our good friends over at DD Dice over there, do jump on over there and check that out. And we are going to go on raiding into the next stream, which is already underway. We're going to see our friend over at Phantom NJ. Let's go over and raid into that. But before we do, let's say goodbye to these wonderful people. And thank you to all of you lovely people over there. Thank you all. Thank you for the bits and the follows and everything, and jumping in and supporting this awesome cause. Well over $500 raised there. Awesome contribution to this weekend event. Do, if you're able, look out for all of the other amazing things happening that are going on this weekend. Awesome games from so many awesome creators, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much. As we go around, let's go around the other way from before. Rogan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Like I said, you find me here modding for John.
Thank you so much, always.
Throughout all his mini streams.
Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you. And Granny Fade, as you are
Hello.
catapulted into the sewers by the last ricochet of the pistol.
I'm sure she's seen worse. Um, not again. She's got like 1,000 grandkids to wash her clothes for her. It's fine. Yes, no, it's so much fun. I'd love to do this again. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hmm.
And of QuestJunkiesUK, Patch, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I have been Rory, but normally I am Patch from QuestJunkiesUK. We are a humble little speck of sand in the vast oceanscape that is the online TTRPG verse. But we like to tell amazing stories, sometimes featuring the wonderful people on the screen here right now. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure sharing the table with you all. You are amazing and always welcome at my table. And yeah, been real fun and always a pleasure, John.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Dead as a Gamer.
Hello! Yes, I have been La Rouge, the Chaos Goblin. This has been an absolute blast. My first contact with Blades in the Dark, and I had an absolutely amazing time. I literally lived entirely by fake it till you break it, and it never broke, which was interesting. So thank you for inviting me. Hopefully you'll do it again, and it'll be. I know it's going to be amazing. But if you want to see all the cool stuff that I'm up to, go follow me on Twitter or on YouTube or on Twitch, where you can find me doing a whole bunch of different games. I'm a professional role player, which is very weird because in addition to my own content creation, you can find me on a ton of other channels, including of course How to Be a Great GM with Guy, as well as Careful Cantrip and Quincy's Tavern. And if you are happening to be in America and in Utah in May, first week of May, I will be at Evermore Park with Quincy. So if you want to meet me, I've literally just got an announcement that got to me yesterday that I'll be now one of the DMs at the table for the VIP experience. So if anyone is interested in that, then yeah, come do that. And then you can play with me in the real flesh place, which actually very few people have done.
That's true, yeah.
Very few people have played with me there.
Okay, thank you so much, my friend. Always a pleasure. And last but not least, by any measure you care to employ, thank you so much, Guy, for joining us today. Absolute pleasure. Everything I hoped and knew that it would be. And yes, thank you for taking time out from your D&D and castles and all that awesome stuff that you do. And I hope you had a good time.
Absolute pleasure, and thank you for introducing me to Blades in the Dark. I probably wouldn't have tried it if you hadn't said this is what we're using, and I think it's a very fun system. So, and of course, it's always made better by the wonderful players. So thank you to every other player, especially for putting up with my rather anal Sebastian, who really just wanted to steal the scepter and not blow up everything.
That was precisely why I had to blow up everything.
And thank you to John for running this whole thing and for keeping it on track and getting us through it.
I'm not sure if I did that, but thank you. Thank you all so much. It was an absolute pleasure. Yeah, absolute joy. Hey, quick shout out to Sophia for that follow there. Sophia, who will be playing on this channel as a new member of the Iwakiverse in the coming months. Look out for that. Good to see you, Sophia. Okay, so everyone, thank you all. We are going to keep this going on and raid on into our event friends over at Phantom NJ. Do stick around for that raid, and I hope that you are able to see as much of all the awesome streams happening this weekend as you are able. Check out our friend Lord Gosamba there in chat for all of that information, all of their stuff over on Twitter and stuff, for all of the news of what's going on. And I hope that this awesome starts to the event can roll on through the weekend and create a huge and meaningful change for all of the children that are benefited by the amazing work done at St. Jude. And it's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of this. Jay, thank you so much. And we will happily pass on to our next friend here in the chain of amazing sessions that are going on. So, my friends, you know what to do if you've been here before. Stick around for that raid. If you've got 'em, let those phoenixes fly. But till next time, as we like to say around these parts, oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi!
Oyasumi!
Thank you!
Oyasumi.